If you've been training for months and your AFT score is stuck at the same place you were from your last AFT, you're probably making this mistake. It's not because you're weak, it's not because you're lazy, it's because you've been treating the different events like they respond to the same training. They don't. The deadlift is not the plank is not the sprint drag is not the 2 mile. Each one is measuring something very different in your body, and if your training doesn't match what's actually being tested, you can grind for months and barely move the needle. That's the whole problem. Now let's break it down. Most soldiers' AFT prep looks something like this. They show up, do a really hard workout, they leave tired, and repeat. Because they're really tired, it feels like progress, but progress and feeling exhausted is not the same thing. A workout can wreck you and still not touch the quality you actually need to improve. You can do burpees until you're dizzy and it will do almost nothing for your deadlift max. You can run 5 miles a day and still fail the sprint drag carry. The 5 AFT event tests 4 separate physical qualities. Each one adapts to a different stimulus. If you train the wrong stimulus and you can work as hard as you want, the event tied to that quality just won't improve. So let's go over each one. We got strength, muscle endurance, speed, and aerobic endurance. Number 1, strength. Strength is your ability to produce maximum force in a single effort. On the AFT, that's a 3 rep max deadlift. Strength improves through heavy loads, low rep ranges, and long rest. Your nervous system needs to practice moving weight that's genuinely hard, not weight that you can rep out 20 times. So an example deadlift workout would be something like 3 sets of 3 reps. And then in between each set, we're going to do 3 to 5 minutes of rest so you can actually lift with full effort each time. And then the name of the game here is progressive overload. We're going to do just a little more weight each time, put on 2.5 more pounds on each side, or do 1 more rep each week. The next physical quality that the AFT tests is muscular endurance. Muscular endurance is your ability to keep a muscle working under load over and over without breaking down. So in the AFT, that's the hand release push-up and the plank. This improves through higher reps, repeated sets, and shorter rest time. The goal is accumulating quality volume and not an all-out max effort. So an example workout that would improve your hand release push-up or planks is anything that does a lot of reps and short rest time. Think of a workout like an EMOM. An EMOM is where you do a set of an exercise every minute on the minute. You do a fixed number of reps and then rest the remainder of the minute. This is a burner workout that can be very difficult to do, but there's not one individual set that's very difficult. It's the accumulation of all the sets and all the reps and the short rest time that makes this challenging. This should look and feel very different from a strength workout where you have plenty of rest time and you're exerting max effort every set. The next physical quality we're training is speed. Speed is how fast you can produce force. Think of acceleration, change of direction, short bursts of output. So on the AFT, that's a sprint drag carry. Speed improves through short, intense efforts with full recovery. So it's not conditioning and long circuits. You're training your nervous system to fire fast, not training your lungs to survive. So think of workouts like track sprints, hill sprints, HIIT workouts, or sled drag repeats. The speed workouts should feel closer to the strength workouts than the muscle endurance workouts, because your rest time is going to be long enough that you're fully recovered in between each set. If you're still breathing hard when you start the next rep, you're training endurance and not speed. And that brings us to our last physical quality, aerobic endurance. Aerobic endurance is your ability to hold a pace over a distance. So on the AFT, we have the 2 mile. This improves through a mix of easy mileage to build your base and structured intervals to raise your top end speed. Most people either run junk miles at the same pace forever or sprint every run and burn out. But you need both sides of this. So an example training layout would be 2 to 3 easy runs a week at a conversational pace, and then 1 interval session, something like 400 repeats, which is 1 lap around a track, or maybe 800 repeats, 2 laps around a track, at a faster than race pace with rest in between. So faster than your 2 mile pace with that rest in between those intervals to teach your body to hold speed longer before it breaks down. So again, if you're plateaued on your AFT score, try training these physical qualities more intentionally before your next AFT. So that means on a weekly basis, we should be targeting each of these physical qualities at least once. So weekly training would look something like day 1, strength focus with the deadlift. Day 2, an easy run to build that aerobic base. Day 3, we got the speed work at a track. Day 4, muscular endurance doing an EMOM with hand release push-ups and plank. And then day 5, another aerobic base run or an interval session if you're recovering well. The fastest way to improve your AFT is to improve each of these physical qualities individually rather than wrapping them all up in a big circuit. If you want a full AFT program personalized to your AFT scores, download Delta Rep and use promo code 14FREE to see your entire plan for free, plus 14 days of logging and tracking your progress.